Good afternoon, church. This is Pastor Carl Breeler. I'm pastor here at First Lutheran Church, Sueur, Minnesota. I just finished making a recording for this coming Sunday, March 29th. And I asked Becky Pollock, who's on the other side of the camera here. You can't see her, but I can. I asked her if she'd be willing to come in and just videotape me for a little bit. I'd like to share a few announcements and kind of things. This is probably mostly for people that are here in Sueur or close by, members of First Lutheran, but she's going to post it on our website, and so it could go to anyone. So I'll try to not say anything that shouldn't go out anywhere beyond that. But I just thought it's important to keep the communication lines open. Things are changing by the minute with this coronavirus, COVID-19. It was changing by the day, and I don't know, it just seems like it's almost by the minute to me. This afternoon, our governor here in Minnesota, Tim Walz, implemented an order, I think is what it was called. I understand it was called Stay at Home 2020, something like that. And we're all supposed to stay at home. The whole point is to flatten out this curve so we don't overload our professionals in the healthcare field. They have enough before them now without us doing things that are careless and reckless to cause further exposure and send more people to the hospitals, to intensive care, and so forth. And I'm personally connected with that. My wife is a registered nurse. Some of you know her. She has taken a new job in Rochester. Just briefly, I'll tell you a little bit about that. She's been working over there for 3 weeks now. And I think she's going to be working at home starting, I'm not sure if it's going to be tomorrow. I haven't talked to her yet today, but I understand she's being given a new way of working from home. So that remains to be seen, but there's lots of people within our congregation and our community that are healthcare workers. And please do what you can to be respectful of them and make sure that they are well cared for so that they can care for the people who really need their care. I made a long list of things here, and I'm just going to kind of run through these. A week ago, I sent a letter out, and I think it went to all of our member households. In that letter, I quoted Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah 41, and I'm going to repeat those words for you here now because I think they're good for us. God speaks to us through Isaiah, and in the 41st chapter, verses 10 and following, he says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you. For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, do not fear, I will help you." So take some comfort in those words. Know that God will help you. And take time to help one another, care for one another. I oftentimes say we are the hands and the feet of God. Every September for the last 6 or 8 years now, we've had this God's Work, Our Hands Day of Service, where we go out and do things to be the hands and feet of God. And we're not in September now, but this is a good opportunity for us to do that. So I'm just going to go through my list here. In the letter I sent last week, there was an envelope enclosed and a form. If you would like to choose electronic giving, it's a great way to keep your giving consistent if you're able to do that. If you have lost your job and you have a lot of uncertainty, certainly feed your family, take care of your needs first. And if you're eligible for unemployment, by all means, apply for that. I work with the food shelf. The food shelf is going to remain open as far as I know. We are one of those essential services. We have shifted a little bit. We're doing intake for the Sueur food shelf at the Colden Funeral Home. We're doing it every Tuesday and Thursday from 2 until 3:30 in the afternoon. And we're doing that intake underneath the canopy on the east side of the Colden Funeral Home building. And we do the intake there and then send clients over to the food shelf. They pick up their food there. If you'd like to make a contribution to the food shelf, monetary contributions are most helpful. They can be sent here to the church, 116 Inner Drive. If you'd like to make a contribution of food, you can deliver the food to the food shelf. It's helpful if you come either before or just after the regular open hours, because we're busy serving clients at those times. But you can bring food to the food shelf. The food shelf is located at 427 South 5th Street. It's in a maintenance building owned by the hospital, and we're in one side of that building. A few other things here. Some of you, I hope, have already seen Virginia Miller's delightful story, a personal testimony of what it was like for her as a little girl when she was diagnosed with polio, and she had 2 siblings that were also diagnosed. If you haven't seen that video clip, take a look at that. It's a powerful story. And Virginia, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing that. If there are others of you who have little stories or testimonies that you would like to record and tell for sharing, I would encourage you to do that. Send them to either me at my email, carlb@firstlutheranlesueur.org, or you could send them to Becky Pollock. She's managing this for us. Becky P@firstlutheranlesueur.org. And I'll reserve the right to kind of edit those. We want to keep everything appropriate there. But if you have a little story or something that you think could maybe help others, whether it's a funny story or a personal testimony of personal faith and God's action in your life, feel free to share those, and we'll see what we can do about getting them posted online. There is going to be one posted next week. It is just a little video clip of the grandson of one of our members that was recorded at Christmas time. He has a powerful story that he just has to tell. I've seen it. I think you'll enjoy it. Watch for that next week, probably Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Also on Tuesday of next week, I'm hoping to get a video produced for the final of the 5 midweek Lenten services. And that will feature Pastor Deb Meyer as Judith, one of the women that encountered Jesus in her life. So I'll encourage you to tune in and find that. It should be on our website by Wednesday, April 1st of next week. The Sunday after that will be Sunday, April 5th. We had planned to have an Easter cantata that Sunday. Obviously, there will not be an Easter cantata. I will do my best to get some kind of a message recorded and posted for you for Palm Sunday. I don't know exactly yet what that will be, but keep your eyes and ears open for word about that. Easter Sunday is not far away. It's 2 weeks from this Sunday. Easter falls this year on Sunday, April 12th. I made a phone call today to our bishop. I didn't get to talk to her, but I left a message requesting that our bishop, Regina Hassanelli, record a message. I thought that'd be appropriate for all of the congregations of the Southeast Minnesota Synod if we could receive an Easter message from our bishop. So I'll let you know how that works out. Hopefully it will come to pass. Just today, I made a decision that we'll extend the deadline for the 8 high school seniors here at First Lutheran. We're going to extend the deadline for their scholarship applications. We're encouraging them all to apply. The deadline was going to be April 3rd. We have moved that out to May 4th, Monday, May 4th. So you 8 seniors, whether you're at the New Country School over in Henderson, yes, Greg, I'm talking to you, or the others, I can't remember all of your names, but you know who you are, at Sueur Henderson High School. We encourage you strongly, get that application in process, at least get it on the calendar. You have now until May 4th to turn that in. I mentioned earlier about the letter that went out last week. The electronic giving form is in there. If you have not signed up for electronic giving and you would like to do that, that form was in there. In order to get the ball rolling with that, you need to attach a voided check and fill out the form. You can put it in an envelope and send it here to the church. We are still coming to the church every other day or so, and we're checking the mail. Your contributions, your stewardship are very important. We're not having our regular Sunday worship, so the offering plates aren't being passed, but if you'd like to support our ministry, It's very important and appreciated. Thank you for that. I started something new a couple days ago. It's going to be called Calling Ministry. At least that's the name I've attached to it. I'm working with Susan Podorotsky. She's the chair of our social ministry team, and a couple other people. We have a number of members who are older, who are widows, widowers, have health concerns, and so forth. And I thought it would be nice just to have a phone call going to them. I can't do all of that, so I created a list of about 47 people in that kind of situation. And I've recruited some volunteers that will be calling them. Some of you seeing this may be either the recipients of some of those calls, or maybe you'll be volunteering to help with that ministry. If you'd like to help with that ministry, you can either let me know or call Susan Podorotsky, or Sue Olness is also working with that. I'm not going to give out their phone numbers, but you can call the church here and leave a message for me. The phone right here beside me, it has voicemail, and I can check that remotely from home. Gig students, we miss you at Gig. The last time we were together was 2 weeks ago tonight. It's hard to believe how much has changed in 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago tonight, you went out and collected food for the food shelf. You went door to door. I forget the numbers, but if I remember correctly, it was $350 and 580 or 90 pounds or something, like tremendous effort. Thank you, Gig guides and Gig students, for collecting food for the food shelf. Little did we know how much things would change and how much that food and that money has helped. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I think in the letter I sent out, I mentioned that the church council had made a decision that we would have no church activities through at least April 1st. I'm going to, even without consulting with the church council, that has been extended now through at least April 10th due to Governor Walz's order. And I'll be in touch with the church council, and we'll just kind of take that one day at a time. At this point, I think you can plan that there will be no Holy Week activities here whatsoever, and we will try to get, I don't know, maybe a Monday, Thursday, or a Good Friday service, something. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. We have a number of people in our prayers. Please pray for the people who are at home, who are uneasy, anxious, uncertain about what to do, people who are overcome by fear. I would remind you again, that text that I read earlier, do not fear, I will help you. That's what God says to us. We do have a number of people in our prayers. Dick Graff is at home. Please keep Dick in your prayers. I know he appreciates that very much. Casey Osborne is at home on the farm. He's had 4 treatments for his Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I think he's doing well, but he's being very, very careful because he's vulnerable now. Mark Zier remains over at Rochester under the care of the Mayo system over there in the Generose building. He's getting rehab for a stroke that he suffered back in February, the 17th day of February. He's made amazing progress. So I thank you for your prayers. Both Mark and his wife Anne and their 3 children all greatly, greatly appreciate your prayers. There's probably other people that I should name in the prayers too, but those 3 have given permission that we can pray for them. And I know you pray for a lot of others too. Finally, I just want to thank you for your faithfulness. Encourage you to take care of yourself. Remember those important steps. I'm not going to reiterate them, but avoid personal contact. Follow Governor Walz's order now to stay at home and stay safe. And finally, I'll just say, may the peace of the Lord be with you, and also with you. Amen. God bless.